Well, what would you do with more money? There's a new rule being proposed by our state's Department of Labor and Industries. It would provide overtime pay for an estimated 250,000 workers.
Yeah, so the proposed changes would ultimately triple the minimum amount an employee must earn before they can be exempt from overtime pay. According to L&I, the last time the state updated its overtime rules was back in 1976. Here is more, though, on what is being proposed. Employers with 50 or fewer employees would have to pay overtime to workers making about 35 grand a year. That rule would begin on July 1st of next year. Larger companies would have to pay overtime to employees making less than $49,000 a year. The amounts would increase yearly. By the time the rule is fully implemented in 2026, the overtime exempt threshold will be close to 80 grand. Exempt salaried workers would have to be paid at least 2.5 times minimum wage if they work overtime. And many are in support of the proposed rule, including Working Washington.
In the mid-1970s, over 60% of the American workforce was eligible for overtime. Now it's less than 10%. So just nationally, we've ignored this, and we've also seen the decline of the middle class over that period of time, too. This is a real opportunity to both either put money in people's pockets or give them their time back.
Well, currently the state is using the federal threshold of exempting salaried workers of earning overtime if they make about $24,000 a year. The state threshold is even lower at $13,000. There is pushback in the business community, especially when the rule is fully implemented. A statement by the Association of Washington Business reads in part here, requiring employers to pay salaried workers at least $79,872 per year by the time this rule is fully implemented, and linking future pay increases to the state minimum wage is an astonishing increase over the current overtime rule and will likely catch many small businesses and nonprofits by surprise. If adopted, this rule will create a new super minimum wage that will impact every business in the state, they say. Well, this now goes to a public hearing phase where all sides are expected to weigh in. Here in Seattle, that meeting will take place on July 16th at the Swedish